This week on Obsessive Cycle Disorder, we're going to tackle the tires. Like I pointed out in the previous video, these are the Shinko 244s. They're less aggressive tread, should be pretty good on the street. We'll start off with the back tire first because it's not in a clamp. So while we have the wheel off changing the tire, we're going to go ahead and swap out the rear sprocket as well. First step will be to remove the brake caliper. Good idea to go ahead and inspect the brake pads while you have it off. I bet I'm at about 50%, so in the next riding season I'll go ahead and put new pads on there, but they're good for now. And then remove the axle nut. Remove the axle and the chain. And off it comes. Off to the workbench. So we got the valve stem lined back up in there. Put on this nut. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. It's ready to go back on the bike. Tire goes right on the exact opposite order that it came off. In order to get to the front tire, what I did is I just simply used a motorcycle jack there in the middle to support the bike, and I just removed the front clamp completely. So right now the bike is strapped down to the jack and the front wheel is off the table. So we'll get started changing this tire. Okay, first the speedo cable comes off. So the front has a brake caliper with the Allen bolts just like the rear. Go and get those broken free and out of the way. And those brake pads look new, so they're staying on. The axle nut had a cotter pin in it. went ahead and removed that, and then just remove the axle. And it's free. And it's back to the bench to change another one. The rim strap still looks pretty good, so get that new tire on there. Cleaned up and right back on the bike. Alright, to reinstall, it's once again just the opposite of taking it off. Starting with the axle. The axle washer and the nut. And then we have the speedo cable. I forgot to line up the indexing mark on the speedo drive gear. There we go. Now we could reconnect the speedo cable. And then the two Allen bolts for the brake caliper. So just like that, we have new tires on the KLR. A couple of points to note, I used Simple Green to lube the tires when I was putting them on the rims. It turns out I don't recommend that. Simple Green is very slippery, and 20 feet outside my garage, the rear end washed out on me. I didn't dump it, but it was scary. I've heard glass cleaner works really well, so that might be something you want to try. Also, the tire irons I was using were designed for tubeless tires, and I ended up puncturing 2 inner tubes while trying to swap this out. I ended up editing out to keep my video a reasonable length, but you might want to get some actual motorcycle tire irons. Next week we're going to do the front sprocket and a new chain, and still need to mount the top case, so we'll probably tackle that next week. And I'm trying to track down some suspension links for this thing to raise it back up. Previous owner lowered it 1.5 inches, and with all this, the weight of the luggage, it's making the suspension sag a little too much, and it's pretty tippy now. So I'm gonna lift that suspension back up. I don't need it anymore because of the lowered seat. So that's what we'll be doing next week. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe and leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.